everybody, Studio 3A this week then. Bit of comfort in the old armchair. I'm getting old. Right, well, another Friday comes hurtling over the horizon and here we are. So I've decided to stay indoors again this week. It's not bad outside, it's getting warmer, but it's still not warm enough for old folk like me. In actual fact, I think we'll start this week with a look at the garden because it's taken quite a hit this year. I don't feel too bad because David Lanny from Spain tells me that his garden's taken a hit as well. So if you're taking a hit down in Spain, David, not much hope for us, I don't think. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the damage. Cordyline are taking a hit. Maybe some hope for those two, but I think the one over there is finished. Doesn't look too happy. The Hebes really are sad. Don't hold out much hope for that one. The choice is looking a little bit grim. Although farther down not too bad. That'll recover. We lost a cornice, that's already out and gone. These are usually a riot of colour. They're just a riot. The azalea we didn't really expect to survive, that's an indoor plant really. But look at our carnilla. That's supposed to not mind a bit of cold weather. It's against the house, so in theory you should have had some protection. On the other hand, their bulbs started to show. The viburnum shrugged it off, as did the skimmia. Bulbs popping up all over. Snowdrops are out, so there's some hope. Even the hydrangea is showing some signs of life. We'll wait till there's some warmer weather, won't be long now, and then we'll see what sprouts, what comes back, and what's got to go. And there you are. Well, someone's going to have to do some work out there, aren't they? I wonder who that's going to be. Looking to see if I got too many reflections in these things. We'll see. Shall we go on? Right, let's get underway then. A matter's arising, as it were. This one made me laugh. From Alistair Cole. I found a great YouTube video of the comedy songsters Flanders and Swan. Ah yeah, wordsmith as he says. It's called The Slow Train, and I immediately thought of your channel. What? You made me laugh. Paul, West Country Wanderings. Well, this is spooky, he says. The night before I have planned to walk from the coach portal to Shrewsbury on the Thames and Severn. Your twice monthly blog arrives from the Thames and Severn. Yeah, Paul and I have been getting a bit of this just lately. Not quite sure what's going on, but I'm sure we're going to bump into each other one of these days. As he said, very spooky. Rodney Masters. Many congratulations, Ron, for topping 3,000 plus subscribers. You'll soon have more viewers than the BBC. Rodney. Oh dear. You may notice I don't push the channel these days. I want people to subscribe to this channel because they want to, not because I tell them to. Yeah, but I'm quite happy with our little bunch that we've got now. We've got some lovely people on board. Suits me. Peter Smith. Let me add my congratulations to the pile. Thank you, Peter. I like the view of the Shepperton Tunnel portal. The tunnel house inn at the western end was a haunt of mine in my much younger days. Yes. Happy days, Peter, happy days. Trev Joyce, here's our Trev, I'm having a bad day. Oops, I've just reposted the same message twice. Well, no, you hadn't actually, had you, Trev, when we looked into it. I hadn't got them. I don't know what happened there. I think I might have a clue a little bit later on. Stay with me. Because Trev goes on to say, going back to the tunnel in the bridge abutment at Evesham, do you remember that? The arch we were all trying to work out what it was doing there? He said, I've done a bit more research, well, Trev would, and discovered a photo of the bridge which shows that it was of box girder construction, and he links a picture there to the photograph. That might be where the trouble lies, Trev. You need to, because I am getting too old. YouTube get a little bit iffy if you try to put links into anything other than YouTube. So I mean, I wonder if that was what was playing up. Could be. Anyway, he continues. You can see that the bottom of the box will be level with the tunnel. I wonder, therefore, is there some sort of link for pipelines, maintenance, or whatever? I think that's as good as we're going to get, Trev, isn't it? So you put the box on top of the old box girder on top of the bridge, and it lines up with that arch, with that tunnel. Can't be coincidence, can it? Ah. Well done, Trev. We all knew you'd get there, Trev. We were just all, you know, letting you get the glory. And well deserved too. Right, the vlog. This is the one, the Thames and Severn, around Sapperton. But anyway, James Weeks, our James from Canada, who of course gets taken care of by Sumac, who is our official virtual mascot, and he looks after James for us. He says, I'm glad to be recognised as an adventurous subscriber. Thanks for that. And well spotted. You've been reading the descriptions again, James, haven't you? No good to come of it, mate. He says, your weather may be playing up a bit, but here it was -2°C yesterday and promising 4 tomorrow, +4 tomorrow. So I reckon I'd rather be over there with you. Initially, James's post said -21. That's not survivable, is it? I assumed it was a typo, but if not, James, let us in, mate. Tell us all about it. He says, Sumac, morning Sumac, our OVM, who has been snuffling around in the snow today, has now passed out here next to me, likely overcome by the soothing music from your film this week. Yeah, that's good, well done. Michael from Poland. Hello Ron, greetings from Poland. He says, I really enjoy the Friday vlog. It's a great opportunity to hear from and catch up with members of the Parkinson Walk family. Yeah, good. We're all in the family together, folks. Thanks for the mention, especially about the fishing. That was David Bellany, not me. David. When we were looking at the Evesham film, I don't know if you remember, there was a sign there in 3 languages, one of which was Polish, saying you can't fish here, more or less. And David thought they were perhaps having to go with Michael. Oh dear. That was David, Michael, had nothing to do with me. Markham Richardson. Wonderful atmospheric portrait of Thames and Severn around Sapperton. It certainly brought back memories of my walks in this area. Yes, memories, that's what this channel is part of. So much has been allowed to decay or be demolished. Voluntary effort can be extremely impressive, and it is, but by itself, is it sufficient? Well, I don't think there's any money going to come from anywhere else, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the coffers are dry, Malcolm, but yes, I know what you mean. Unless we get serious about it, we're going to lose it all, aren't we? Oh well. Craig Smith, you will have to come back around the Herefordshire sometime, the Herefordshire countryside sometime. Plenty of old railways and canals to explore. He says, I come across a lot in my work as I'm a postman. Ah, well, there you go, little Craig. Anything you see that you think is worth a day's filming, give me a shout. We'll have a go at that. David then. Our David from Spain. David Bellany from Spain. I did a walk in the woods last week. I really need to stretch my legs more. Anyway, I took my camera and made a short video. I discovered afterwards that the title had already been used in a Hollywood film, so I'm expecting a multi-million-dollar lawsuit on my doormat this week. So you should. I hope you enjoy it. Yes, David then puts a link to his film. I was amazed, you know, we get so used to the films we see around here in our green countryside, and then to see that from Spain, which wasn't on the lower levels, it was high up in the mountain, but it was so barren looking. It looked like a lunar landscape, part of it. Oh, amazing. Right home. The hairy golfer Simon. Now Simon, hairy golfer, has a golfing channel of course. He did a film on, I think it was the Monmouth golf course, and they were so delighted with it they've given him lifetime membership. Wow. And if you look at Simon's video, he actually opened the letter live, as it were, on video, and he's so taken aback by it. Wonderful. Simon tells things as they are. Anyway, Simon says the 280 at the beginning, that's the introduction. And the old 280 there. Only 6 have been preserved. Designed by George Jackson Churchward and put into production in 1905. We all know the 9F could pull over 2,000 tonnes, but it was this loco that first pulled over 2,000 tonnes in 1906, beating the 9F by 60 years. Wow. Simon then says, sorry, I had my train spotter's hat on there for a moment. Back to the video. Yeah, wow, lovely. We like those little facts and figures, don't we? Brilliant. Pete Payne watched the film and then says, right, next job, out for a walk. I'm lucky as I have the East Coast Main Line and the Grand Union, which has the massive trim cutting on my doorstep. There's also both the Aylesbury and the Wendover Canal arms. There are 4 reservoirs for the summit of the canal at Marsworth. I also have Grimesditch and the Ridgeway, spoilt for choice. Leave some for the rest of us, Pete. Crike. If I lived down there, I'd never be in. Well, wonderful. Ah, good. Right, going on to the film then. Last week's film, which was the 3rd instalment of the Ashchurch to Barnet Green line. And of course this one featured George, the interview with George. Wonderful, wonderful. Peter Smith, what a character is George. I loved his tale of never seeing the ending of a film because the train left early. So poor old George had to leave the film 3/4 of the way forward in order to catch his train back, so he didn't know how it ended. I wonder how many he still doesn't know the end of. Oh, Jim Nichols, you should go to church more often, Ron. That was useful information you gained, yes. The church warden helping out there. Yes, I should go to church more often. You're probably right, Jim. Michael from Poland. A very good morning from Poland. Brilliant. What a great find at Wixford. It certainly proves just how valuable local knowledge is. He says, your book is wonderful, but George was fantastic. And no one's going to argue with that. Brilliant, wasn't he? The hairy golfer, Simon says, what a lovely man and a fantastic story. I don't know if it's wishful thinking, but that station building looks so much like the station that will appear in my layout. Of course, yes, Engage on a Shelf, which is Simon's other channel. Brilliant. I sincerely hope George, if he didn't watch YouTube, if somebody does and points it out to him, so you can see what an impression he made on here. Brilliant. Everybody loves our George. Malcolm Richardson. Salford Prior Station was a gem. Neglected and needed a lick of paint perhaps, but Wixford George was an even bigger gem, with priceless local knowledge and recollection of former railway days. Ah, lovely. We loved it. I'll get there in a minute. Grumpy Old Man, which is of course our Jim. Well done, he says, in spite of meagre clues. Wonderful luck running into George. I guess the dog had nothing to add. I forgot to interview the dog. I replied to Jim, and as a salutation at the end I put on there, keep smiling. And then Jim replied, it's hard to be grumpy when smiling. You can't be that bad, Jim. Or perhaps you can. M. Johnson, we don't have a name. He says, hi Ron, another enjoyable video taking me down memory lane. I used to regularly walk along the track bed at Twyford Country Park. Ah yeah, memories, that's what we're doing here. Memories, memories, memories. Lionel and Mary Travels. Lionel's been out with his GoPro 10 again. Oh dear. That was very rewarding, he said. When you tried to trace the railway near that church, it was a stroke of luck to find the church warden with so much knowledge. To see the old station house was something else. Yeah, yeah. Well done, George. I didn't get the name of the church warden, perhaps I should have done. Yeah. Now, Trevor Joyce. Hi, Ron. This is Trevor loves to get into this sort of stuff and gives us so much detail. That's really brilliant. I noticed this week, Trev's broken his comment into sections, which is a brilliant idea, Trev, because it means if you want to find a particular piece, easier to pick it out. Brilliant, yeah. And so you'll have to go in there and read that because there's a heck of a lot of it and it's brilliant. But Trev says, just to fill in a bit of information, Harvington Station, as has been pointed out, is still intact and is situated at the end of Anchor Lane. It opened on the 17th of September 1866. 17th of September 1866. And closed completely exactly 97 years later. The railway ran between the south-east edge of the water feature that you visited and the A46, not there in the railway date of course. And the posts that you found would certainly have been railway related. Brilliant. And Trev goes in a lot more detail on that. Then he goes to Worcester into Warwickshire, Salford's Prior Station, which is a gem. It too opened and closed on the same dates as Harvington. And then after leaving Salford Priors on the train, you would have come to Broome Junction. And then he goes in, describes with George was speaking from Wixford, and Trev gives us all the info on the Wixford layout, which is quite complicated, really, I have to say. For somewhere that seems in the middle of nowhere. And Trev makes the point, I think, that the reason that they had such a long platform was because so many fishermen came to fish on the Arrow, the River Arrow, that they had to have a longer platform to accommodate the coaches. Local knowledge, that's brilliant. Yeah, and then Trev ends by saying, I'll stop rambling now. You ramble all you like, Trev. We enjoy reading it. Thank you. Rodney Masters. Good morning, Ron. Another triumph for PW's famed perseverance, with the added bonus of a dodgy rabbit protection scheme. Some of the gators at church. A dodgy rabbit prevention scheme. Seeing the recycled headstones, I'm pleased I've opted for cremation. You're not leaving us, are you, Rodney? I can wait a bit longer, mate. Vintage trains and abandoned railways. Ron says, I'm playing catch-up again. I've just attended Matters Arising from last Friday. As always, some brilliant comments and lovely music to end proceedings. Where have I been? Keep an eye on my channel early next week. Oh, Ron and I have been corresponding a bit, going backwards and forwards. Oh, I've got a sneaky idea what that might be, but I'll find out. Robert Cinderberry. Just a note, Harvington Station was the other side of the road and is now a private residence, still with platform intact. Yeah, Robert's quite a knowledgeable person too, and very often puts some nice pieces of info up there. Thank you. Railway Christina. Oh dear, somebody's upset her again. Railway Christina. Didn't the clowns who tore up the rails think there might be a need for diversionary routes when engineering works are done? Now whole stretches of main line get closed, putting more people out on the roads. So you can't argue with her. You're absolutely right, Christina, yeah. So much of it just got chopped down, didn't it? Yeah, good girl. Thank you very much for that. And we'll end this morning. David Bellani again from Spain. Morning, Ron. In the end, you made quite a few discoveries. Many thanks to the warden at Salford Priors and of course George at Wixford. Just think how many film endings you could have spoilt for him. On my walks this week I spotted the first almond or cherry trees in blossom. We're still getting freezing nights at the moment and nearly had some snow as well. But midday temperatures have risen. Maybe I'll do some more editing this weekend. Yeah, you do that, David. Let's have some more of your films on the rise. Okay, so that's our Friday vlog then, wrapped up. Now, film club in just a minute. I'm going to re-show an old favourite of mine. Can't leave this alone for too long. It's the Padstow sunrise, where I went into Padstow in the early AM to try and catch the town coming awake. This is where the people that have to catch the tide are out and about, and the place slowly wakes up. My excuse is it's got some nice music, so if you don't like the visuals, just enjoy the music. Might still get reflection. Did I blame? I do apologise if if my glasses reflected too much during the video. My apologies, can't see from here, but I could do some more glasses. Next week's film club then is part 4 in the series of 5, so last but one on our way to Barnt Green. So we're still north of Evesham, of course, so I'll meet you north of Evesham next Friday and try not to be late.